Hello, everyone. This is Kenny Conley from Ministry Boost. I'm here with a good friend, Christine Kriesher. She's actually the executive director of ministries at her church, and she's also the author of Stop Recruiting, Start Retaining. So, Christine, why don't you introduce yourself to everyone and let them know a little bit about you?
Yeah, thanks a lot. I'm so glad to be with you all today. Christine Kriesher, as you said, and I'm in Reading, Pennsylvania at a church called GT Church. We're a multi-site campus and just really excited about what's going on and where God's taken us. I am the mother of three grown guys. Feel so old saying that. My youngest is 19 and then 20 and then 28, soon to be 29. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I've been in ministry for about 20 years, 10 years as a volunteer and then 10 years full-time staff. And trying to just do what God has called me to do and do it in the best possible way. And we're talking about volunteerism today, so I'm super passionate about that. So
That's right. You have recently really kind of become an authority in that area with the book that you and it's been such a helpful book to so many churches. I know you hear that all the time. People are come and seek you out for more information about that. And so, because you do care so much about volunteerism and those things, we wanted you to really kind of share. Three big ideas, three things that you came across, either what you discovered them or you learned them from someone else about volunteerism. So if you would you enlighten us with your three boosts?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So today I've been thinking about this and love to talk about making it significant, really thinking about answering the question, is it worth it for volunteers? They might not verbalize that, but they're thinking it and they're feeling that tension. And then I want to talk about making it fun. Volunteers already have a job, and so we don't want to give them another one. We want to connect them in the best possible way. And then the other one I want to talk about is empowering people, really equipping people and high capacity leaders, looking for high capacity leaders. So start with the first one about just answering that question, is it worth it? And so I've been thinking a lot, just spent a little bit of time with Frank Beeler over the weekend. He was here at our church and coaching our ministry leaders here. And one of the things he really talked a lot about was the millennial mindset, and that millennial parents are busy and their kids are typically the center of their world. And so I used to think that there was a competition for volunteer time just because there were organizations in our community that do it really well and really have really sticky volunteer cultures. But really I've been thinking about it, and we have that. And in addition to that, it's just that parents are busy running their kids all over the world. And so, and literally sometimes, right? Like, it's just crazy. And so, so we've got to be able to do everything we can to create an irresistible volunteer culture where we're making it so significant that we're not just recruiting to a need, but we're recruiting to a vision and to the mission of God, so that they feel like it is absolutely worth it. It's worth missing a game once in a while, one of their kids' games once in a while. It's worth, maybe if they work third shift, not sleeping and coming in to serve. It's worth not sleeping in on their only day off. We've got to be able to do that. And I think that there's definite ways that we can do that. We've got to be able to support people in the best possible way, make sure they have everything that they need in order to fulfill their role. And that really is as easy as asking them, do you have what you need? We've got to connect people in the best possible way and help them to make friends, because that relational equity will keep them close and keep them engaged. And then we've got to do everything we can to help, connect what they're doing to the mission specifically. So it's not just like, hey, let's do this for God, it's going to be great, but really helping them to see how their specific role really does help to fulfill the mission of the church or the mission of the ministry. And that starts with us being clear on what's the win for that role. I think there's a great guide in the back of Deep and Wide that really shows you how to write a win statement for every volunteer role and every ministry environment. And so that takes work up front, but it's really, really worth it, because when you recruit somebody, you want to be able to talk about that and continually remind your volunteers that they are winning and how they're winning. We do that. One of the ways that we do that, I think the most effective ways we do that, is through our volunteer huddles, where we huddle up our volunteers 30 minutes before service time. We make that time really fun and really inspirational. It's a 5 to 10 minute huddle time. It's just gathering everybody together. And yeah, you go over some information, last minute tweaks and changes. But I think it's so important that we share stories as leaders, ministry leaders, we're up front, we capture those stories, but I think we do a really terrible job sometimes of sharing those stories. So if a parent comes up and says, hey, you know, what you talked to my kid about last week really impacted them or impacted our family, the conversation at home was so rich, ask that parent to stop into the huddle and share that story, or maybe record it on your, just get out your phone real quick and say, hey, can I capture that so I can share that with our team and celebrate that with our team? That makes a big difference. I love that. And then anything you can do in that huddle time to make it fun, a little team building exercise, a little icebreaker. A lot of times what we do is instead of saying, hey, we want you to do this, we celebrate that it's happening, right? Because what gets celebrated gets repeated. But we also take that opportunity where we'll just Google an icebreaker activity and just connect it to that and just have fun with volunteers and give them an opportunity to connect with one another. I think the other thing, is I've been just thinking about this myself lately, are we dumping tasks on people, or are we empowering leaders? Are we really equipping the saints, which is what we're really called to do, right? We're not called to be doers. Thinking a lot of time, even early on for me in ministry, I got caught up in this is my ministry and this is my thing. And I like the fact that people said, man, Christine is great at that. She leads that so well. And so I was very hesitant for a while, didn't even know it. It was kind of subconscious. I think it was my insecurities playing in, of not looking for the person who I could hand it off to, who could do it better than me. High capacity leaders. I think sometimes we make assumptions of people. We look at people and we say, oh, they're too busy. Thinking about Frank Beeler and his story, right? He was a busy insurance agent traveling all over the country. But he wasn't too busy to be a part of the mission of God, right? When the ask was big, and it wasn't dumping tasks, but it was delegating responsibilities and giving people that framework, okay, these are our policies and this is our strategy, this is the vision, but then empowering them and setting them free to lead in the best possible way. That's when I think you really get the best out of high capacity leaders. We make a lot of assumptions of people. And I think that that's unfortunate because we rob them of an incredible opportunity to be a part of something that really does matter, that is really significant. I know for myself, I was busy. I had 3 young kids. I had 3 businesses. I was crazy, but somebody tapped me on the shoulder and said, hey, you know what? I see this gift in you. I see this, and I think you'd be really good at this particular role. And that was just a great opportunity, and I got to make that decision for myself. Some people, I think you've got to navigate, they can be on the verge of burnout. They don't know how to say no, and so you deal with that. But for the most part, high capacity leaders want to be on a winning team. They want to be a part of something bigger than themselves, and they want the opportunity to lead. And I think sometimes we get in people's way and we make decisions for people, and like I said, it robs them. It's unfair because for me personally, and I think you would say the same thing, and probably everybody that's listening or watching, is your volunteer role. When we've all been volunteers, right? For the most part, we don't just get hired into a job, right? Where we start by volunteering, and it plays such a significant role in our spiritual journey as well. And so sometimes our mindset is, oh, I don't want to ask you, or I don't want to challenge you, and so we take so much away, and we take opportunities for people to really grow and sometimes find their purpose and their calling in life. And it's so much bigger, but sometimes our own insecurities and our own mindsets just keep us from helping people to really find those things in their lives and live a really significant life. Yeah, that was a lot in just a few minutes there.
No, that's awesome. That's so good. There's so much good stuff. I think most people could watch that, and that'd give them about 6 months worth of homework and work to do. So thank you so much. That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that with us and creating all that content with us. It's going to help a lot of people. Thank you so much again.
Yeah, thank you.